Welcome into Bengals Breakdown by Chat Sports. I am Tom Downey. Another video for you guys on tap today as we take a look at the future of Jessie Bates and if he would be tagged again by the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, Bates was franchise tagged last year, and he's been listed by most of the top outlets out there, 3013, PFF, etc., as like the top franchise tag candidate for Cincinnati. That's not saying that much because, well, to be blunt, there aren't that many obvious tag candidates for the Bengals. It would be significant, though, because the number for Bates is different than any other safety. Because he was franchise tagged last year, it's not the normal franchise tag amount. It is 120% of last year's salary, which equates to about $15.5 million in the event the Bengals tag him, which is a lot of money with T. Higgins, same agent, by the way, up for a new deal. Joe Burrow, of course, Jamar Chase down the road. That is a significant amount of money to lock into a safety when it has been a first-round pick on Daxton Hill, by the way. We're going to go more in depth on this momentarily, but as we said on yesterday's video, the more subscribers we get here on Bengals Breakdown, the more videos we can do. It is a race with some of the newest channels here, or at least newest returning channels at Chat Sports. Help us win that race. Subscribe right now. Hell, tell a friend about it to help us continue growing right here on Bengals Breakdown. All right, more in depth on Jessie Bates, who I think is going to command, in the event he's not franchise tagged, significant interest on the open market. Now, he didn't have his best campaign in 2021, frankly, although he reappeared come playoff time with a bunch of interceptions. But he has consistently been a rangy, single high, free. That type of elite impact back-end option is tougher to find than some of the more box safety overhang guys. And with the salary cap continuing to rise, with I think the play of safeties in general being more valued in the NFL, the Bates contract is going to be significant. Now, we laid out the franchise tag cost for Jessie Bates. It's basically in line with already making him a top 5 highest paid safety in the NFL. The current numbers as they sit: Derwin James, $19 million. Minkah Fitzpatrick, $18.25. Jamal Adams, which didn't work out too well, $17.5. Harrison Smith, the ageless wonder in Minnesota, $16 million. And Justin Simmons, who was at one point the highest paid safety in the NFL. Oh, how things change. $15.25 million per year. I don't think Jessie Bates would command $20 million on the open market, but I do think he'd approach the $16, $17, maybe $18 million range. There's a bit of a bigger tier gap for that spot than there is other positions. Team like the Falcons, maybe, or any team in the market for safety with a bunch of money. Maybe the Bears, dark horse, but they got some safeties already. They could spend big on Jessie Bates. I'm going to give my thoughts on what I would do with Jessie Bates. But would you franchise tag him? Sound off for me in the comments section. Y for yes, N for no. I'm going to preface this by saying this time last year, I wanted an extension for Jessie Bates. I wanted a big new contract for one of the better young safeties in the NFL. The Bengals did not go down that road. And then they took Daxton Hill out of Michigan at the back end of round 1. Now, look, Hill can play some nickel corner, but I got Mike Hilton in that role, and I love Mike Hilton. I think in the end, you drafted Daxton Hill in round 1 for a pretty viable reason. When he fell to you, I think that was a surprise to Cincinnati. When he fell to you, you're like, this is our long-term Jessie Bates replacement. Because you spent a first-round pick on him, even though I love Bates the player, I think it's time to let him walk in free agency, or maybe you get lucky and do a tag and trade, which seems kind of unlikely there. Let him walk, make Daxton Hill your new linchpin in the back end.